All right, the long-awaited SEMdash review. This looks to be a heavy-hitting SEO keyword research tool. From what I can see just in the videos, this would actually be probably the first true AHrefs SEMrush alternative that is offering all the same types of tools: competitive analysis, content gaps, backlink analysis, all that stuff. This one looks promising. I'm going to go through the pricing. Right now it has 6 reviews, looking at like it has 5 tacos right now. So far people are liking it. Early access ends in 3 days. So pick this up right now for the lowest price at $59. After the 3 days, the price will go up. I believe it goes up at least $10. So you'll be looking at $69 instead of $59. From the founders, it's a small company, growth, product stage, financial stage is seed, and their headquarters is in Poland, and it has been a project that has been started since January of 2022. They do have a roadmap and a bunch of links right over here and Trustpilot reviews and so forth. So what I'm going to do is just go over the pricing real quick. License tier 1 is $59. You get lifetime access, of course. You get credits per month, 1,000. All the plans come with keyword research, competition analysis, backlink research, SERP checker, and a ton more. This is just a few of the main features that it has, but looking at it already being in the dashboard, it has a million different features. I really like when the vendors lay the tiers and the features you get like this and really just do it by how much you can use the software. I really hate it when they take away different features. So it should just really be based on the amount of credits. So I really like the way that they made this very simplified over here. License tier 1, $59, 1,000 credits. License tier 2, $159 at 4,000 credits. And license tier 3 at $299 at 10,000 credits. Of course, the pricing for these are going to go up soon. Let's jump right in. I think that's probably the fastest intro that I've done in a very long time. Hopefully you'll appreciate it because look at all the different tools that we can go over. I'm going to try to remember halfway through the review, or at least in the next 5 minutes, to turn this to dark mode. Let's go over here to domain overview. This is where we would put in our site and say analyze domain. I'm just going to use my domain for this. They are very good at giving you tutorials along the way. Gone into the software. There's a change log, there's a request feature, there's a support, there's also support down here, there's an onboarding checklist. These are the types of things that you want to see from a real software tool that has serious creators and programmers. Their intention is to be here for the long haul, right? I'm going to go right click over here, open a new tab. This is what the Learn Academy type thing. So anything you need to learn about using the tool, you can just click and they've got a video tutorial on how to use the tool. So this is really nice. I haven't seen this in a long time. They've got their stuff together. All right, so we're going to go over here and we're just going to analyze the domain. Domain rank is 5. Now these are going to be their own algorithms, of course. Looks like there's a Copilot AI, your personal recommendations. We can generate a strategy for our site, organic traffic, keywords, backlinks, referring domains, and so forth. So now you can start looking at where the traffic comes from, organic position distribution. Obviously, we're just not ranking. We have no link juice, no authority on the site, and I haven't been posting on it. It just has not been a business model for me. Leave a comment below if you think I need to hire an SEO, I need to get backlinks, I need to be really trying to take my site to the next level and invest in it, or do you also kind of agree with my thoughts personally, is that I don't want to do all that and then have Google decide that they don't like my site down the road and I've invested thousands of dollars. Now, I don't usually operate from a fear perspective and like not do things because, you know, what could happen. But in general, I've been creating websites for over 15 years and I've seen it far too many times. Every single site that I've ever had that became successful and started making money has been hit by an algorithm. So I do have that track record. I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Leave some comments below. I create real reviews. Should I be focusing on my website? What's unfortunate right now is that I'm actually doing real reviews. My content, when I do post one, doesn't rank in the top 30. Then you have people that don't actually review the software. They just go and scrape AppSumo's webpage, and then they go up and throw it on their website. And because they have more backlinks and more authority, they outrank. It's a disservice to people that are trying to read a real honest review. They're not getting it, right? They're just getting regurgitated content from AppSumo's sales page, if that makes sense. So, but anyways, I digress. So ranked keywords, it'll tell you right over here. And this is actually a funny keyword that I just threw together a real quick article, and it was actually just a Pinterest test. It doesn't really even belong with the reviews and stuff on the site, but it actually ends up getting the most traffic and all that. So it's super funny where you just do these funny little tests and then it ends up being the biggest keyword on your site. So we have our keywords, we have our top pages that bring the most traffic. That's all very useful information. This is already a tool that I've been using, SE ranking, because it's a lower cost tool, but it's still minimum $50 a month. This is getting into the types of AHrefs and SEMrush, what we're looking for, this kind of data, right? Most of the keyword tools we review just don't even get to this point. We're only on the first feature, which is super cool. This is not a sponsored video. If I sound impressed with the tool, it's because I've already spent time in the tool and I've reviewed other keyword research tools lately that were quite disappointing. This one might be a breath of fresh air. Top competitor domains. I like this. We can look at other people's domains in the same niche maybe. And so we can go and research them, reverse engineer, look at backlinks, look at all kinds of different stuff. So I love the charts, the graphical representation. Let's see what this looks like on dark mode. That just looks super crisp and clean. I'm liking that a lot as well. We'll leave it right there for now. Maybe switch it back and forth. Keyword gap. If you have your domain in a competitor's domain, we need to put our domain in and it saves your domain. So that's cool. Let's grab a competitor domain. I'm going to grab one of these competitors. You can view all competitors and there's AppSumo, there's Trustpilot. Let's go over here and actually say AppSumo is going to be the culprit today. So then we're going to go back over here to keyword gap. We're going to put the competitor's domain in right here, and then we're going to put my website in, and we're going to analyze keywords. And you can see how fast the software is firing as well. Very impressive so far. So I will say I do like dark mode. I would probably only use this one at night because it is an extra layer of dark. I would probably only use this if it's early morning or night. I'm actually going to turn it back on. That really is bright, but we're going to stick with it for the rest of the review. So we can see that LearnWire Pro is not ranking for anything, but we can see all of the keywords that AppSumo is ranking for right here. We can see the search volume, how much traffic it's estimated that it's bringing in for the website. The green is our competitor, blue is us. We're not getting any traffic. You can see the keyword difficulty and the cost per click. If we wanted to use this to the best of our ability, I would look at keyword difficulty score. I would just say, I want a max of what are some quick wins? I'm going to say apply and apply filters. And so now we can be looking at just the easy keywords that AppSumo is ranking for that we should also be able to go and create content on right here as well. So I really like this. I could see this being very useful. And something I'm noticing immediately is how many keywords we are getting. Look at this, 14,000 keywords right here. Let's clear the filters and see how many keywords we're going to get right over here. 23,000 keywords. Now, if we come back over to domain overview, or keyword research, where they literally show you or tell you how many keywords they actually have. Right here on long tail keywords, they have 7.1 billion Google keywords in their database. Now, they're constantly updating their database with the search volume, the keyword difficulty, and so forth. So they're continuing scraping their entire massive database and updating their algorithm and their scores they're giving you. So I love that, because one tool that I actually, most of the tools, they just kind of get that part wrong. The keyword difficulty, by the time you identify the keyword difficulty, it could be a lot more difficult, which is a shame. Some do better than others. It's nice to know that they're updating about 80% of their database on a 30-day basis, but over 7 billion keywords, that is really cool. So let's just jump into this tool real quick, and let's just, for fun, let's do pickleball. That's right there in my history. So let's go with pickleball and see what it can pull for us from a pickleball standpoint. It's pulling 45,000 keywords for us. We can now switch it to exact match. It's going to be the same because we didn't put a phrase in. We just put one keyword in there. So we have our long tail keywords. We have our include. We have all these filters. So right off the bat, I'm happy. I'm seeing filters. This is a keyword research tool and an SEO tool, and it has filters. So SEMdash understands their customer base, that you definitely need to be able to hone in and identify keywords from a filtration standpoint before you even think about exporting. Very happy to see that they have filters. It's sad to say that I actually have to get excited about a keyword research tool having filters in their tool. The big thing right over here is I would go like minimum. Let's just say I want a minimum of 50 and I want a max of 2,000 and I want a keyword difficulty score of a max of 30. Those are some nice keywords that we could go for right off the bat. Apply and apply filters. Now we can take that 45,000 keywords or whatever it was down to 12,000 keywords, because now we're looking at pickleball versus paddleball, 1900 search volume. And then it's saying a keyword difficulty score of 0, not a lot of backlinks going on, domain rank. So this must be the highest site that has the most. I'm going to do a drop down arrow, keyword overview, long tail keywords from that keyword. That is insane. I won't be able to show you everything in this video. I don't want this to be a 50-minute video, so I'm not going to be able to go through every one of these features. I'm trying to cruise through this and show you the biggest things about the tools. Obviously, keyword research is why I wanted to jump into it right away. We already did gap analysis, which is super cool. We usually wait till the end to do stuff like that, but we showed you that right away. Now we're in the long tail keyword. I think this is where I would spend a lot of time. We have our intent over here, navigational, commercial, transactional. Immediately, I can tell you that this is the most information I believe that we've gotten from any recent keyword research tools that have been on AppSumo. So excited to see that. We can go over here and even look at the trend by clicking right here. It's going to give us a nice graphical representation of the actual trend. And we can keep coming down and start looking at this. Immediately, we have all these keywords that we can go after. We could copy these keywords and do a keyword clustering. Where's the keyword cluster? Way down here, there's a lot of features. There's a keyword clustering features, but you're only able to, I'm going to go ahead before I move over to that. What was the last thing? The only other thing that I would suggest that they do, allow us to look at these keywords and have a word count. So a filter box right here that says, I want to look at keywords that only have 5 or more keywords in the phrase. I like to do keyword research like that as well, because that forces you to be able to look at long tail keywords. I don't consider this a long tail keyword, which is just 3 keywords in this phrase. A lot of times, like this is a big keyword right here: shoreline, park, pickleball, and tennis courts. That's a long keyword that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keywords, right? So I would just recommend that's just one improvement, because I'm not seeing it. There's include keywords, exclude, SERP features, volume, SERP average, DR. If we could add one more box here that says we can filter by the amount of words. I want a box that says, hey, I want to look at 6 plus only keywords that have 5 or more words in the phrase, or 6 or more words in the phrase. That would be super cool. Other than that, very impressed right over here. People also search, so they have this tutorial. This is going to be all the boxes that are relevant that come up at the very bottom of the Google search page. That's where this tool will come in. You can start your tour. Here's all the keywords right here. People also ask, are the keywords that when you do a search in Google, there are questions that people are also asking. We have our chart view. What is pickleball and why is it called that? You can use this and move it up and down. You can see all the different questions right here. You can download the CSV, download the PDF, show domain, show description, and then you have a tree view. So these are like the first 3 that if you type in pickleball, these are the top things that people are asking right now. And then if you click on one, 2 more will come down and you can start looking at all the different questions that people are asking. I want to go back over to the long tails, and let's just say we grab the keywords from here. And let's say we grab all these keywords, we narrow it down to 1,000 or something like that. Now, if we go over to the keyword clustering, I just wanted to make that clear that we're only able to cluster a max of 200. Technically speaking, this is not going to be your major keyword clustering tool, because in order to do that, you're going to want to be able to keyword cluster thousands of keywords at once. After you do all your keyword research for a website, you're putting together your content plan for the next 6 months or a year. You're not going to want to be doing keyword research on a daily basis. You're going to want to set up your topical map, all of your keywords clustered and everything. 200 is not going to get the job done. We need thousands. I wouldn't use this for the keyword clustering feature. You have it right there if you wanted to do one set of topics. I just don't know how you would narrow it all the way in for just the keywords on one type of topic. And sometimes there's keywords that there's more than 200 keywords technically for a topic that could be put together. So I'm just surprised that they have a 200 max right there. All right, so we're going to keep going. Backlink gap. Let's go over here. I'm just going to use this For today's review, we're going to use AppSumo, include subdomains and analyze backlinks. So it's going to take a look. I don't have any backlinks really. I have like 19 backlinks or something like that. So there's 313,000 backlinks over here, and they're all going to be from, AppSumo. We can filter by domain. We can filter by the domain from. We can look at all. We can look at the new backlinks that are coming in. We can look at broken backlinks, live, lost backlinks, do follow, no follow. There's a whole backlink gap analysis right here. I'm trying to look where my site is. If I look at all new links coming in and apply filters, we should see a lot of green. And I'm not seeing, so we have all these backlinks right here, but it's not saying what backlink it's going to. So I have to spend more time learning how to use the backlink gap analysis tool. Not going to do that right now. One thing that I'm noticing though is just using the tool for about 10 minutes, you can see that we've already used 350 credits. So that is going to be something that I'm going to have to ding them because we've lightly used the tool and we're approaching using half of our credits. I definitely can already tell some points on my review will be going off for that because it feels like we should have used about 100 credits so far. And we've used 350 credits so far. You get 3 times as much in license tier 2 and license tier 3, you get 10 times as much. So I can tell you right now that this is one of those tools you're going to want to get license tier 2 or license tier 3. You have traffic share. We can look at where the traffic is coming from. A lot of this stuff I'm going to skip through fast because there's just too many things to go over. I think you can see how powerful this tool actually is with 7 billion keywords in their database and a keyword gap tool, a domain overview tool, several keyword research type tools, backlink analysis tool. This tool is loaded and it actually is the closest quote unquote true AHrefs or SEMrush alternative that I believe that I've seen on AppSumo. If you've made it this far in the review, leave your opinion in the comments below. Are you impressed with the tool so far of what you've seen? Competitor domains. I want to go and try LearnWire again because this is another way to look at my true competitors. We have Vid Society. I believe that's Chris Derenberger's website. We have LearnWire. We have AppSumo, Trustpilot. Some of these are really, really big ones. There's Insta Keywords, Learn with Tiger. And then we can come down here and get, nope, I guess that's all we're getting right here. I'd like to see more. So that's our top 10. Let's go with top 20 and AI powered enter domain for personalized data. I don't know if I'm supposed to put mine here, but I'm going to do that and apply. And we're going to cannot compare domain with itself. Oh, okay. Let's just go with, I don't know what this site is right here, but let's just go with this one and throw that one in and apply. Don't know what tool I'm actually using right here. It's adding some more sites in here. jvzoomarket.com, Glenn Review, Rank Market, and we can start seeing that there are 16 websites that could be considered close to mine. This is kind of a cool research tool because now you can start identifying sites that might be like yours that you can go and actually start reverse engineering, see what keywords they're ranking for, and build a keyword and based off of what's working for other sites, especially when you can find sites that don't have much more authority than you and they're ranking for keywords. You should be able to make better content than them and outrank them as well. It's kind of how you would do some SEO, right? So let's go over here and we're just going to stick with the theme of my site today. These tools are lighter on the credits. I think the keyword research tool is what ate all those credits away. So you have to be careful. And that's why they have the tier plans, right? Because if you need to do multiple sites, heavy research in 1 month, you're going to need the tier 2 and tier 3. If not, you probably would be able to get away with researching 1 or 2 domains per month and doing your keyword research all heavy in probably 1 day. And then you wouldn't be able to use the tool that much until the next month. So just keep that in mind. Of course, cool websites to visit when bored is where I get all the traffic. That's super funny. But it is actually kind of encouraging to see that what is a good email open rate on email marketing? Some of these blog articles or making a blog article answering a question are actually getting traffic And it's not just the reviews that are getting traffic. So that's actually pretty cool to see that. So that's how you would use that. You have your historical SERP, get comprehensive insights about any keyword SERP. You have your keyword discovery, discover new keyword opportunities and analyze their potential. Let's go with keto diet and search. And then I'm going to look up here, 625 credits. Let's see how many credits this takes for us. So now we're at 575. So that took 50 credits to do this search. And what we've got is total keywords, 882, total volume, 2.7 million, and average KD is 71. We have the keto diet right there. Search volume for this keyword in Google for the past 6 months. It's going to do a full analysis, top 10 search results, metrics. That also took 10 credits to click on that, just FYI. It took 10 credits to use this detailed overview of a particular keyword, history, volume, keyword difficulty, and the related keywords right over here. I like that you can look at these related keywords and see there's a couple that are in green. I don't consider 40 or 50 green, by the way. It needs to be 30 or less to be a true green keyword, in my opinion. You click on a keyword and then it's going to go and give you the historical SERP and all the detailed information about a particular keyword. I wish we could get back. Is there a history? If I go and research keto diet again, 565 credits, it's probably going to take the same amount away again, 50 more credits. Look at this, 565 credits. And this is one of the bummers about tools. It took another 50 away. So you have to be aware of that. If I'm cruising in here, and this is where they need to listen up. So if I'm cruising through here and I click on one of these and it automatically kicks me out into the historical SERP, I didn't see an easy way to get back to this dashboard so I can keep looking. Now, maybe right clicking and opening a new tab, I'm not seeing the ability to do that. So what ends up happening is I'm trying to do keyword research. I might want to click on one of these boxes right here. It kicks me out and I can't get to this page again without spending another 50. That's a problem. We need to have some type of 24-hour cookie that if we've done a research for a particular keyword, our credits shouldn't be taken away for doing the same keyword research again for that same keyword. Just improvement, credit improvement feedback for them, navigational type of feedback. But we have all these keto gummies. So it only found 882. I don't know what this actually does, if it's just newer stuff. Keto diet for beginners, that's not like a new keyword or anything like that. So I don't know. Are these all keywords that are trending? They almost all look like it. I don't really know what I would do with this keyword tool because it only pulled in 800 keywords. If we go back to long tail keywords, it's going to pull a lot more. We have domain keywords. We can put in our domain, discover all ranking keywords for a domain. I'll just show you that real quick. We'll use my website, 515 credits to 490. So that took 25 credits. Their credit system's kind of interesting. It's completely different. 10 credits, 15 credits, 25 credits, 50 credits, depending on what you're doing. I don't really like a credit system, but it kind of makes sense with a keyword research tool that's this heavy. Here's the ranked for keywords. We have all these filters. I really like the filters right here. It tells us where we're at, how many keywords. We have 2 keywords that are ranked on page 1, and then we have 4 keywords ranked on page 2. We have 11 keywords ranked on page 3. Most of our keywords are on page 5 or later. So we need authority. We need backlinks, right? So here's all of the results of the keywords that are actually ranking and getting traffic, the cost per click, the position, the change. It's really cool that we can pull a report like this. Can we download this report? We can export this as a CSV. So it looked like all along the way, we did have the option to export the CSV, which is cool. Let's go view the top 10 SERP, and I want to look at 490 credits there. So those are some of the things that I'm testing out for you. So backlinks, it just gives you it's already pulled, and it quickly tells you how many backlinks the site has and so forth. I don't know if that's how many backlinks that page has, so I'm not really sure what that is. I'd have to look into it. We did long tail keywords. People also ask, people also search. We kind of already went over that. They give you the options when you research over here in these keyword tools. They also give you the options right here. You have keyword lists right here. We could go and add keywords to a keyword list over here as well. And then you have your heavy backlink research tool. Let's just put in our site We know that we don't have that many backlinks, but let's just do it for fun. We have 35 backlinks. Woo! That's why we're not ranking and getting traffic. I do understand that. We don't have any authority, so no wonder why we're not ranking, but it's still the SEO game, right? Those are all your types of backlinks that you have. Referring domains report, you have your pages by links. I'm not doing any backlinks and stuff, but it looks like they have a lot of backlink type analysis tools, which is cool. The Search Console, I actually connected this earlier. So we can go over here and I'm going to go ahead and just pull up. Let's pull up our site view performance and it's going to give us stats. So total clicks right here. We can switch between sites right here. Your total impressions, so you get some nice chart views, average position, 28 days, 7 days, last 3 months. We have 160 clicks. Yay. We can start looking at the queries, and it's just a nice way to use what you probably use Search Console for, to look at these keywords, position, impressions, clicks, and not have to log in separately. You can do it from inside the dashboard here. I can see how you could make this into your heavy hitting SEO tool. Let's go look at settings. There is an OpenAI key right here. I'm not sure what we would use that for. If they're planning on doing an AI writing tool, I think that's on the roadmap. Here's what your plan would actually entail if you wanted to get on a monthly. And then finally, built inside the dashboard, they have their product roadmap. They have all the stuff that's planned, backlink marketplace, right? So you can maybe buy backlinks, invite team members is on the roadmap. In progress, a content explorer. So that might be where OpenAI, and that's where you create content or something. Sorting, ranked keywords. I should add that one that I liked, the exclude keyword filter, explainer video. Some of these I don't really know. Topical map not working. Google Search Console integration, they already did that. So that was shipped. There's all the stuff that's shipped. The tool looks polished. It's pretty mature, and I'm overall impressed with the amount of keywords. And I want to do something. I want to go back to I think just long tail keywords was probably my favorite. And I want to go into keto diet real quick, because I don't think I search for long tail keywords with keto diet. There should be a ton of keywords. I just want to see. So it finds 25,000 keywords. I want to go back over and I want to say marketing maybe, and see how many keywords it pulls for marketing. So 380,000 keywords for marketing. Now I want to log into Ubersuggest real quick, because I know that Ubersuggest has been around for years and it has a massive database of keywords. I just want to do a quick comparison for you. So what was this marketing? 380,000, right? We're going to go into keyword ideas and we're going to search. When we come over here, related keywords to marketing is 700,000. So it's not going to pull in the same amount of keywords that, a tool like Ubersuggest that we know has millions or billions of keywords in it. And I want to do one more comparison. So that's marketing. I'm going to say lose weight, one of the classic big keywords of all time. This one is pulling in 91,000. Let's go to keyword discovery. I'm going to try lose weight there. And we got 845. So for whatever reason, this one does not pull a lot of keywords. Now we can come over here and I'm just going to say lose weight over here in Ubersuggest and see what it pulls for us. It only pulls 115,000. That's kind of interesting. Would have expected a lot more. All right, so that's kind of interesting. Lose weight is only searched for 27,000 times per month, but then Canva is searched for 11 million times per month, which is just nuts. Let's go to the keywords idea over here for Canva. And we have 106,000 for Canva. Last test, I'm just going to come back over here to the long tail, which seems to pull the most keywords. And we'll go Canva as well. I'm just doing some comparisons for you to see what to expect on how many keywords you would be able to pull from different tools. 106,000 from related over here. And over here, we were able to get 36,000. So it's still only pulling about 30 to 40%, sometimes up to 50% of what Ubersuggest can pull. I don't have access to SE ranking anymore, but that one had about 5 or 6 billion. So it's questionable to me that they have 7 billion keywords in their database when I wasn't able to find any keywords. They weren't able to give me like 200,000 or 300,000 keywords for a very broad keyword. And then just in comparison with other tools, it seems to be about the 30 to 40% range of what another fully developed tool that's been around for years can do. So that's just a couple of the things that I've identified about the software. But other than that, I'm very impressed with all of the functionality of the tool. I'm going to come back over here. This is the pricing again right here. You can pause. $59, $159, and $299. There's the 3 tiers on this. I definitely would recommend a license tier 2 or license tier 3 to be the happiest with the tool. Overall, I could see myself probably using the tool a couple times a month for managing 1 or 2 sites. A tier 1 actually would probably work for you after you do all your keyword research right here. It's enough to get you going on some pretty good content. I still have 300 credits left, but I did eat through those credits quickly. So again, license tier 2 or 3 is going to be best for you. I don't even think I watched that video. I usually try to watch the video, but it's got good ratings. I will say overall pros, this is probably the most fully developed tool that I've seen that actually making a claim that it's an AHrefs and SEMrush. That's a big, bold claim right there. Just because you're a keyword research tool, you probably shouldn't put that it's an alternative unless you actually are doing gap analysis, competitor analysis, domain keywords, long tail keywords, several keyword research tools, finding competitors, very heavy on backlink analysis and so forth, top pages for traffic. Those are all the things that those heavy hitting tools do. This connects with Google Search Console. It does a ton of stuff. This is probably the most fully developed, mature SEO keyword research tool that I have seen. AppSumo, since probably Writer's End, that was a good keyword research tool. But I think from a true alternative to AHrefs and SEMrush, I think that this one wins. The only other one that really comes close that I really like and is still doing a great job is Sheer SEO. So Sheer SEO is a great tool as well that's hit AppSumo that you can do a lot of this stuff as well. I will say, I think from memory, SEMdash has a nicer looking dashboard. Their graphics and everything, it seems more modern. That was one of the complaints with Sheer SEO, is that it looked a little outdated, which I don't think SEO people care too much about as long as the data is good. I didn't do any comparisons on looking at the green. What I would want to do next is take a look at some of the competition scores and see, hey, if they're saying that this one's easy, go look at it in a couple other tools, go and actually analyze the real results and see how close their keyword difficulty scores are. A lot of times you just have to create content and see if you can easily rank for those really low green keywords. You kind of just start getting a feel for the keyword difficulty accuracy of the tool. Overall, this was very impressive. I haven't given out a good score in a long time. Other than the credits being eaten quickly, not getting as many keywords as I would expect, still a ton, probably the most that we've seen on any AppSumo tool, keyword research tool. For pickleball, it's giving us almost 30,000 keywords to look at. It's giving us enough keywords for sure, but in comparison with some other tools, it seemed to perform about 30, 40, up to 50% of what some other tools would give for a keyword. So I'm going to mark them off a little bit on the credit system. Other than that, I'm going to have to give this tool a 4.3. That's just off the cuff, guys. I could give it a 4-star, but I'm just kind of having a feeling like, is this a true 4.5? It could be, but I'm going to give it a solid 4.3. Based on what I've seen so far, I could absolutely recommend this tool. It was a breath of fresh air, very fun to analyze and test this tool out. So this is SEMdash. Link will be below if you want to help support these long, detailed reviews. I haven't been making a whole lot of sales with these tools lately. When a good one comes around like SEMdash, if you do want to support me to continue doing this, please hit that button below to pick it up. I appreciate you guys so much. We'll be back for another video soon. Thank you.